you've seen clinical trials inside out, right? So if you were at a dinner party and someone asked you, why do these things take forever? What's your no jargon 30-second answer to that? No PhD answer.
We are a slow to adopt industry, as you know. So I think part of it is that it takes us a while to get to the point where we adopt new technology, new thoughts on how to do things. And I'll give you an example. Like during the pandemic, we were kind of fast forwarding, getting into decentralized trials, doing things in a hybrid fashion. And I feel like we've slipped back again a little bit. So that's just kind of the way this industry is. And if you just look at all the things that need to take place in order to get a drug approved, there are a lot of moving parts. So, when I talk to people about why it takes so long, you really have to explain all the different components and what it takes to get from the concept of a drug to the actual approval process. And this is where AI is already starting to show benefits. It becoming more precise, more efficient, and being able to speed things up.
So, more importantly, as you said, where do you think AI can actually fix it? What piece of this puzzle can AI actually fix?
I think it could touch just about every component, to be honest with you. And I know we're not going to talk in a lot of detail about things like supply chain management, protocol design, and even going back, we started at the very beginning. I worked with some companies years ago that were starting to use AI, this is probably 6-7 years ago, to actually determine what drugs might be worth pulling through. Looking at older drugs, older compounds that were just kind of shuttled to see if they might work and bring forward. So that's all ongoing. And I don't think we've even seen the fruits of all of that lately yet. But as we start to kind of narrow that funnel and figure out what things are going to work, once they get into the development cycle, there are like every touch point, I think, has the possibility and the potential of being touched by AI.
You've already put AI to work with your tool called Forge, which I believe is optimizing patient identification. So can you walk us through it? How does it actually change recruitment in real life?
In the early days, it was what we just said. It was a patient matching tool. And I think as we, as things have evolved and progressed over the last 5 years, what we've realized as a company is that we can actually find, the right patients for trials, but we can also go one level deeper, and that is finding underrepresented patients for trials, which is a big deal in this industry, right? Finding Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans that qualify for the trial and being able to offer that clinical research as a care as an option to those people. That's really what our mission and vision has actually turned into over the last year or so, because that's what our pharma clients and CRO clients want us to do. And we feel like this is something that we can continue to scale as we grow as well, and be able to continue to provide, those types of patients, those underrepresented patients for all trials, no matter what indication we're looking at. I'll give an example.
Sure.
We finished a obesity trial. As everybody probably knows on this podcast, there's a lot of news around the GLP-1s and the amylin products, things like Wegovy and Zepbound, trying to be fair to both companies by plugging one of their products each. But there's a lot of new compounds on the frontier.
Yeah.
So we were working with one of those larger pharma companies, and in the trial that we ran, or in our site, we enrolled 31 subjects, and of those 31, all 31 were from a underserved population.
Wow.
When we didn't even know it at the time, Ayush, we were just recruiting, and when we went back and looked at the data, it was all the patients on the study, which is very unusual. But And of that, I think we had 4 or 5 Native American patients, which in most phase 2, phase 3 studies, you get 2, maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
We are fortunate to have a relationship with a local FQHC, federally qualified health center, that's dedicated to the Native American population. So we have access to their EMR, and some of those patients were part of that, that cohort. But that's where we think we can set ourselves apart as a site group, by being able to recruit those underserved populations.
Wow. I mean, that is simply amazing. So you're telling me that AI kind of built a foundation for you where you optimize your recruitment, you were able to, achieve your recruitment targets, which you believe would not have been possible if that AI layer was not there.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's not our only source. Listen, we, as I was saying before, EMRs aren't perfect. When you sort through the data, you don't find everything that you need. You can't match inclusion, exclusion, one for one in the EMR, but it does give us, I think, a leg up on other site networks by being able to have that data and being in the way that we're able to sort through it, and we're getting better and better at it as time goes on.
Time for the mic drop. Now, imagine if every single pharma CEO in the US was listening to you right now. What is that one insight about AI in clinical research that you'd want burned into their brains?
I think the one thing that, and I mentioned this earlier, is how we make things easier for the patient to participate in a trial. So I don't care what it is that we're changing, whether it's the protocol, the different assessments that are done, but to make things easier for patients to participate in the trial.
Wow, brilliant. And that's exactly why the show exists. Because the leaders who sort of embrace this shift earlier, as we spoke, will define kind of the next years, 5 years, or the decade of pharma.